Welcome to Lunch with the Lord. I'm Pastor Mark. We are in Mark chapter 10. We're going to be starting verse 32 this lesson. But before we begin, our theme verse for Lunch with the Lord, Jeremiah 15:16. Thy words were found, and I did eat them, and thy word was unto me the joy and the rejoicing of my heart. Now, in verses 32 to 34, Jesus again foretells his crucifixion. So Jesus is explaining again to his disciples about his upcoming crucifixion. Now, verse 32 here, it says, and they were in the way going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus went before them, and they were amazed, and as they followed, they were afraid, and he took again the 12 and began to tell them what things should happen unto him. Now, it says here, when they were in the way going up to Jerusalem, we do not know if Jesus was still on the east side of the Jordan River, or if he and his disciples had crossed over onto the west side of the Jordan River, or what we would say the mainland. Because remember, Judea, the area of Judea, did in Jesus's day, it did extend over across the Jordan River a little bit. And it doesn't, the Bible never says when Jesus crosses the Jordan River, but it seems that when Jesus started out, that he was on the east side of the Jordan River. And again, we don't even know in our context in this portion of Scripture if Jesus is still on the east side of the Jordan River, or if he and his disciples have crossed over and have gone into the main land of the area of Judea. All right. And it says here, when he was on his way going up to Jerusalem, that was the end destination of where Jesus was going. But Jesus at this time and his disciples were still not anywhere near Jerusalem yet. They were still about 20 miles away. I'm guessing 15 to 20 miles away from Jerusalem. So they were still, they haven't even gotten to Jericho yet. In chapter 10 and verse 46 is when they come to Jericho. All right. And Jericho is still a distance away from Jerusalem. So they're still far enough away from Jerusalem. Don't get the idea that Jesus is drawing close to Jerusalem from this verse, because they're not anywhere near Jerusalem yet. All right. So, it says here in verse 32 that they were amazed and afraid. All right. It says, and Jesus went up before them, and they, meaning his disciples and probably the people that were with him, his disciples were amazed, and that when they followed, and then they were afraid. Now, they were amazed that Jesus had set his face like a flint to go up to Jerusalem, where the religious leaders would be waiting for him. And they were also afraid because of what this would mean for them. Right? They knew that if they go up to Jerusalem, there's going to be people waiting for them. There's going to be scribes and Pharisees, Sadducees. Going to be the religious people are waiting for him there. If he goes there, and what's it going to mean for them? How is this going to affect their life? And that because of Jesus's determination to go to Jerusalem, and because of their fear of what would happen there at Jerusalem, Jesus again explains now for the fifth time, this is the fifth time, why he is going to Jerusalem. All right. He explained it in Galilee several times. Now he's explaining it again for the fifth time why he's going to Jerusalem. And he says here in verse 33 and 34, he says, saying, behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be delivered unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles. And they shall mock him, and shall scourge him, and shall spit on him, and shall kill him, and the third day he shall rise again. Now, in Luke chapter 18, if we go to Luke chapter 18 and verse 31, let's read that. It says here, then he took unto him the 12, and said unto them, behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and all things that are written by the prophets concerning the Son of Man shall be accomplished. So in Luke 18, verse 31, Jesus explains to the disciples that all that will happen to him at Jerusalem is according to all the prophecies in the Old Testament that were spoken by the prophets about it. So Jesus is saying, look, this isn't anything new that's happening. What's going to happen to me at Jerusalem has been prophesied thousands of years ago by the prophets. It's all right. It's going to be all right. It's already spoken. So it's in the plan of God. Now in Matthew chapter 20, and verse 19. Matthew 20 verse 19 says, and he shall deliver him to the Gentiles. And shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge and what? And to crucify him. And the third day he shall rise again. So in Matthew chapter 20 verse 19, Jesus uses the word crucify. All right? And why is this important? Because finally, it's revealed to the disciples the exact mode of his death. And this must have been even more stressful and confusing to the disciples. Luke even says in Luke chapter 18 and verse 34 that not only could the disciples not understand his words, but that it was hid from them, that the understanding of these words that Jesus spoke was hid from them. So Jesus is telling them, I'm going to Jerusalem, and he finally uses the word crucify. Now they know exactly how Jesus is going to die. He's not going to get stabbed. He's not going to get, murdered in the night or something like that. No, they now know that the Son of Man is going to die by crucifixion. And they don't understand it, though. They still don't realize it. It's probably good that these things were hid from them, because if they fully understood what was meant, then they might have walked away from the Lord and gone home. Sometimes, sometimes it is good that God withholds things from us until we grow to the point where we can handle it. Sometimes it's better that God hides from us what he's doing. We in our inquisitive ways, we kind of want to know what's going on, what's happening in our life. And God, what are you planning in my life? Where am I going to be 10 years from now, right? Where am I going to be 20 years from now? And what am I going to be doing? Show me the plan for my life. Well, no, it's better you not know. It's better sometimes that you not know what God has planned for your life and how he's going to use you for his glory. But understand, it's for his glory. And the disciples going with Jesus was for the glory of God. Jesus going to Jerusalem and dying on the cross was for the glory of God and for our benefit. So it's better. Here's the disciples. They're with Jesus. They're walking, and they're heading towards Jerusalem. They're on their way. Their next stop is going to be Jericho, but they're still a little ways away from there yet. And as they're drawing near, Jesus tells them, we're going to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man's going to be killed and handed over, condemned by the Jews, but the Jews can't kill me because the Romans won't let them, so they're going to be handed over to the Gentiles because the Gentiles can kill me, right? So now they're going to, then I'm going to die. But on the third day, I'm going to rise from the dead. I'm going to rise from the dead. And the disciples, they just couldn't understand it. They couldn't comprehend it. And it was good that they couldn't. It was good that they couldn't, because otherwise they might have forsaken the Lord and gone on home. And it's best sometimes that we don't know what God's plan is for our life. We just take it day by day. Just trust him for today and don't worry about tomorrow. No one's promised tomorrow. Just let God and his plan move and guide you in your life and your walk with him, and he will help guide you. All right? Until next lesson, walk with the Lord. I know he walks with you.